Ja Morant is one of the most polarizing, impactful players in the NBA. From changing Memphis to our on-court, high-paced highlight culture, to their modern media showboating gritty every opportunity off-court culture, he's done a lot for the team, yet people still hesitate to call him a superstar. Today, I'm going to review what a superstar is in the league and make a case for Ja Morant to be one. While there are many definitions of a superstar, I've compiled a list ranging from NBA YouTubers to NBA TV personalities, and I'll compare them to solidified NBA superstars. Yet through all the definitions and comparisons, I'll prove that Ja Morant deserves to be in the conversation. My list of superstars are LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, Damian Lillard, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, and Kawhi Leonard. Players like Jimmy Butler and Paul George consistently border the edge of star and superstar, but these 12 players are my solidified superstars. This also fits many people's definitions of a superstar, as they usually limit it to around 11 or 12.
Because everybody has a different definition of what a superstar is.
For sure.
Some people say there's a list of 6. Some people have a list of 12. And so how would you define what a superstar is?
I think that there aren't that many superstars.
How many are there?
I'm kind of in that. I would say 6.
What?
Superstars. I think there's a lot of stars. I have probably more stringent criteria of what I think a superstar is. Because then you'll start naming them, and then you say, well, is this player actually in the same category as a LeBron or Steph? And so if you have those two people as kind of what your marker is, what other players are in that tier?
Speaking of Taylor Rooks, her definition of what a superstar is, while not directly stated, was implied to be on the level of Steph or LeBron play-wise. She's essentially saying you have to be one of the best players in the world. While I'm not delusional enough to argue Ja is the best player in the world, I am delusional enough to argue that he stands side by side with them. In terms of point guards, Ja is almost unanimously considered the 3rd best point guard in the league, behind Luka and Steph. NBC Sports has Ja as the 10th best player in the league behind Kawhi Leonard and LeBron, while other sources like Complex Sports, ESPN and Bleacher Report have Ja ranked 10 or higher. At the time of this recording, he's leading his team to the 3rd best record in the league, which is leading him to be top 5 in MVP voting. But if you directly want to compare him to LeBron or Steph, he still holds his own. Ja is averaging 28, 7 and 8, while Steph is averaging 37 and 7. Steph only separates himself in efficiency and turnovers, as he's shooting the 2nd highest true shooting percentage ever and the best of his career with 66.4 to Ja's 56.4. He's on the brink of having a 50-40-90 season, averaging 49.9, 43.2 and 90.6. Ja averages 3.8 turnovers to Curry's 3 turnovers. Though minutely, Ja has a higher assist percentage, but it really doesn't make a difference. Defensively, they're both negative defenders, so there's no point arguing that. Compared to LeBron, he's averaging more points with a higher true shooting percentage. He averages more assists with only 0.4 more turnovers, is worth 1.4 more wins, and only averages 2 less rebounds despite having a 6-inch difference. LeBron is still the better defender, but it isn't a stretch to say that Ja is outperforming LeBron this singular season. So from Taylor Rooks' perspective, it shouldn't be a stretch to say that Ja Morant is in their bracket without diluting the aforementioned bracket. Curry and LeBron are the standard for superstars. That much is clear, which is why so many people say that there are only 2 superstars in the NBA.
How many superstars are in the NBA right now?
I'm confident to say 2. I could argue 3.
So LeBron, Steph,
and KD would be arguable.
They argue that the worldwide recognition of Curry and LeBron is unmatched by anyone in the league, but even that applies to Ja Morant. Ja Morant is known all over the world, not just in the basketball world. Since Ja joined the league, the Grizzlies' attendance has peaked as the 9th highest attendance in the 2000s, with 646,785. In 2021, they had a higher attendance than the Golden State Warriors and the LeBron-led Lakers, and had a higher attendance than the Lakers in 2022, showing the box office player that he is. Ja is ironically the 12th most followed player on IG, while the 11 above him are all-time greats who have been in the league for double the amount of time. All they're the Ball brothers. His trajectory is only increasing as well. With the recent departure of Kyrie Irving from Nike, they seem to be focusing in on Ja. This could mean his own clothing line, colorways, and even his own line of signature shoes. They're all top 15 in jersey sales, and Ja even finished 2nd in All-Star voting. Also, simply put, people love Ja. Just look at this video showing Ja's stardom.
Did you see it right?
Yeah, who are you though?
It's Black Jesus.
You who?
Black Jesus.
Now, you some kind of professional. You play football, basketball, or something?
Basketball.
What school you went to?
I'm not from here.
You're not? Where you from?
South Carolina.
Okay. Where you going? So you play basketball?
Yeah.
You finna go to the NBA?
I'm already in there.
Who you playing for?
The Grizzlies.
Your new favorite team. Your new favorite team, the Grizzlies.
That's the team that ball player, Jari.
That is.
That's him? You that boy?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Ja Morant.
You forgot it, right?
Andrew, you forgot the tip.
The name Ja Morant is simply known all over the world. Ja is known for what he accomplished on the court. Many people have superstars as all-NBA caliber players, faces of the franchises, a top 5 or 10 player, or the best player on a championship team.
So, to me, my definition of a superstar is a player who can be the number one player on a championship team. Now, this does not mean that this player has to have proven that by winning a championship, because there are players that I would consider superstars who have yet to have actually proved that. But basically, in my head, for ranking this player, I have to believe, yeah, this can be the guy on a championship team.
Ja is all of these as well. Not only did he make an All-NBA team in his third season, averaging 27, 7, and 6 on 57.5 true shooting, but at a time, people believed that he was leading the MVP race. These people were Kendrick Perkins, but he still believed it. He led his team to the second best record in the West and the second best record in the league, which led him to finish 7th in MVP voting. And this season, he hasn't slowed down either. At the time of this recording, he's leading his team to the 4th best record in the league, whilst being top 5 in MVP voting. All-NBA caliber? Check. The face of a championship contending franchise? Check. A top 10 player bare minimum? Check. Ja is a natural leader and leads by affecting almost every aspect in the game, and consistently doing this. In his first playoff run, he fought the 1-seed Utah Jazz, losing by 16 points out of the most, and even had a 47-point explosion. But when he came back next season, he took his team out of the first round and only lost to the eventual champions in 6 games. Each game was competitive, and throughout the entirety of the playoff run, he only had 4 games with a negative plus-minus. Because every opportunity he gets to improve, he improves. It's obvious to see Ja's impact on every aspect of the court. But let's look at his worst part, his defense. While you can't really argue that Ja is a good defender, Ja has good defensive moments. He plays passing lanes well, and his crazy speed and explosiveness help him stop fast breaks and pin shots if need be. Even on occasion, he can have good on-ball defensive moments, and this is the worst aspect of his game we're talking about. Before Ja joined the league, the Grizzlies were last in pace, last in points, 27th in offensive rating, 24th in defensive rating, and 21st in the league. Alongside Ja and a new coach, they increased their pace to 6th in the NBA while increasing the offensive rating, defensive rating, net rating, and their seating. Even without stats, watching Ja play offensively, he's really in control. Ja's immense speed, vertical, and acrobatic finishing ability draws a significant amount of attention. Even though Ja wasn't the best shooter before this season, we know how easily he got to the rim. Now you'd think the defense would simply collapse, where A, simply put, Ja makes tough shots, B, Steven Adams is an amazing offensive rebounder and playmaker, and C, Ja himself is an exceptional playmaker. He averaged 10 assists in college, 7 assists in his rookie season, and 8 assists now. He has the ability to assist his team from a variety of angles around the rim. In transition, Ja is going to be the first player up the court, but his ability to figure out where his teammates are with quick glances and accurately hit them incentivizes his teammates to hustle up the court for a quick bucket. Ja has put himself in a position where he can effectively utilize his style of play and athleticism to improve the overall production of his team. His control over the game leads the team to victory time and time again. It improves the value and confidence of his teammates and proves that Ja is a leader by every sense and a superstar by every definition. Ja has been the face of a franchise for years. He's an All-NBA caliber leader on a contending team. His style on and off the court rings throughout the world, giving him IG followers, sponsorships, the works. He even has a hairstyle trend because of him. He's a top 10 player in the league, an MVP candidate, and an icon. So my official list of superstars are LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, Damian Lillard, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and now Ja Morant. But if you want to see why his fellow superstar Luka Doncic will be the GOAT, click this video here. If you like the video, like the video. If you don't, don't. Subscribe if you want, and I'm done. Okay, bye.